Leclerc Main Battle Tank. Introduction. The Leclerc Main Battle Tank is in service with the French, Jordanian and United Arab Emirates armies. The Leclerc is a third-generation MBT and whilst not the most heavily armoured, offers an exceptional balance of mobility and superior firepower compared to some its NATO counterparts. It has been deployed in a number of conflicts in Europe and Middle East where it has been targeted with sophisticated anti-tank missiles with no losses and is still reportedly attracting potential international operators as of 2022. The hull has been used to develop a family of support vehicles and proposed variants. As of 2023, France is currently modernizing a significant proportion of its Leclerc fleet to the Leclerc XLR. Background. The French Army had used the AMX-30B medium tank since 1963 and despite some modernization, its firepower and protection were seriously lacking in comparison to other NATO and Russian main battle tanks by the late 1980s. The Leclerc's early development follows a similar history of that of the AMX-30B. France had been working on a joint tank design called the Europa Panzer with West Germany, which eventually broke down and each country went on to develop its own tank. In France's case it was the AMX-30B. France and West Germany had again attempted to pull all their resources together and develop a new main battle tank in 1980. But the project suffered the same fate and was cancelled in 1982. With France going on to develop its own main battle tank, the Leclerc. Development of the Leclerc commenced in 1983 with prototypes being delivered for trials from 1989 to 1991. The French Army accepted delivery of the first in-service Leclerc main battle in 1992. Like all countries seeking to develop or mass-produce a tank or military vehicle, they attempt to gain export orders to help reduce development and production costs for their own vehicles, and in 1993, France secured an order of 436 Leclerc tanks with the United Arab Emirates, UAE. Firepower. The Leclerc is armed with the French CN-120-26 smoothbore, which is 120 mm bore in caliber, length 52. The gun was claimed to be the biggest in NATO, which is incorrect as the British Challenger 1 and Chieftain used a caliber length 55. The barrel is fitted with a thermal sleeve to regulate its temperature to help maintain accuracy if the vehicle has been stationary in the sun for a long period of time or been repeatedly fired. It also features a muzzle reference system. The Leclerc uses an automatic loader mechanism rather than a fourth crew member, which is located in the turret's bustle developed by Creusoir Industry. The autoloader stores 22 rounds and an additional 18 are stored in the lower part of the hull in front of the gunner for safety. It features blowout panels that vents any type of fire or explosion in order to give time for the crew to safely evacuate the vehicle. The Leclerc features a commander's independent sight, making it a third-generation main battle tank. This has been updated as has the tank's thermal camera technology during production, see below. Gun tank protection. French tank doctrine favors mobility and firepower over armored protection, like nearly all NATO members with the exception of the UK. The Leclerc Series 1 to Series 2 featured steel and composite plates over the frontal arc of the hull and turret, marked in green. Storage and tool cabinets are then fitted around the turret. These boxes are often confused as either modular spaced armor. The hull sides featured different types of armored plate, marked as bright blue. For the Series 3, some of the composite plates on the side of the turret were replaced with a non-specified reactive armor insert, marked in the dark blue. The turret features a pressurized nuclear, biological and chemical protection system as well as fire detection and suppression system. Active protection system. The Leclerc uses the Galix active protection system. It features laser detection sensors to identify the direction of the enemy is aiming from, so the crew can engage the target, as well as X1480mm grenade launchers, which can be different grenades to mask against thermal cameras, laser rangefinders as well as anti-personnel grenades. French AZUR Urban Armor Kit. AZA, Action en Zone Urbaine, is an appliqué armor kit developed by the former French Giant Industries, now Nexter, to give added protection to the Leclerc tank in urban areas against RPG attacks. AZA was developed following a study program at the Senzub Urban Operations Training Center, which highlighted over 40 issues threats using the Leclerc in urban areas. The study results showed the need for add-on special protection, non-reactive, against the RPG-7 threat. Around 360 AZUR was displayed for the first time at Eurosatory, held in Paris, 2006, pictured above. The side of the hull had 15 boxes, marked in purple, added protecting the fighting compartments. All sources describe the AZUR boxes as containing some form of composite armor, non-reactive. Around the engine compartment is bar armor, marked in white, which is added to the turret rear and an extending protective shield covering the engine deck. The United Arab Emirates, UAE, Leclerc has some differences. This includes the X3 boxes made up of layers of armored plate being extended the full length of the hull, protecting the fighting compartments. During the International Defense Exhibition, IDEX, which is held normally in UAE, 2014 and 2015, a UAE Leclerc was put on display with its normal side armor, marked in bright blue, still attached, but an AZUR package fitted to the outside of it. This AZUR package is made up of X17 boxes, not the X15 of 2006, which appear to be slightly thicker and have a different frontal pattern, variants and marks. The French Leclerc main battle tank been produced in 3 marks referred to in France as Series RS and built in batches referred to as tranche or simply T, with upgrades implemented in both series and tranches. Tank Production Series, Series 1. T1, handful of prototypes. T2, 17 pre-production vehicles used for trials, training and defense expos. Hull frontal side modular armor was changed to 3 sections, marked in green. This was not done on all T2, but was completed on T3. T3, rubber mud flaps were attached along the bottom of the side skirts, marked in blue. T4, modifications to the engine, rear drive sprocket changes. Armoured water guard was added at the front of the hull with new fenders on some vehicles. This upgrade was later added to all T5. T5, hull side armor plates were added, marked in red, which can be identified by the bolt heads in turret rear. Received a new rack and toolbox. Series 2. T6, air conditioning unit added to vehicle, cooling unit mounted on rear of turret, marked in red. T7, the commander's independent HL70 sight is modified to fix issues. T8, updating of electronics. T9, Athos thermal imaging camera replaced with a new second-generation Sagem. Series 3, XXI Leclerc tank. Purple marks out the toolboxes mounted around the Arena Leclerc tank. Notice the change in toolbox and armor shape. T10, changes to base turret armor resulting in visible changes to the external toolboxes. T11, installation of the Icon Battlefield Management System. Series 3 was the last in production, with a total of 96 vehicles built, with the final vehicle completed in 2007. Fleet modernization. Some Series 1 were converted to other variants. Series 1 tanks bought up to T5 standard. Series 2 tanks bought up to T9 standard. Leclerc XLR aka Leclerc Scorpion. An upgrade to all Series 2 and Series 3 vehicles as part of Scorpion modernization program to keep the Leclerc is service until 2040, scheduled to run from 2023 to 2029. HH3M 120mm round that is programmable for impact, delay, or airburst. New hull and turret modular armor similar to AZA. Open electrical architecture. Barrage counter IED jammer. Contact tactical radio system. Scorpion Information and Command System, SACIS, including new associated displays, vehicle diagnostic system, coupling of inertial navigation and GPS system, man-machine interfaces for commander and gunner.